you proclaim. Let that sink in. I'm the unseen. Not the chart topper, not the mainstream dream. But when the dust settles, I'm still the supreme. Don't mistake my kindness for a sign of fear. I'm the storm in silence, the voice you hear. When the world turns cold and the lights grow dim, I'll be the fire that burns within. I'll be by your side when the night falls deep. Through the highs and lows, I'm the promise I keep. Not the loudest voice, but I always win. They call me hot shit. Let the truth sink in. Every battle fought, every scar I wear, proof that I've been there, proof that I care. Not for the glory, not for the fame, but for the souls who know my name. When the world forgets and the crowds move on, I'll be the rhythm, the steady song, whispering in chaos, a hand to hold. My kindness is power, my story untold. I'll be by your side when the night falls deep. Through the highs and lows, I'm the promise I keep. Not the loudest voice, but I always win. They call me hot shit. Let the truth sink in. I'll be by your side when the night falls deep. Through the hard and lows, I'm the promise I keep. Not the loudest voice, but I always win. They call me hot shit. Let the truth sink in.
Hi, you know I'm better talking. Okay, everybody. Oh my God, I forgot what I said. This is going to be kind of petty. I feel like being petty. Okay. Blank screen. Well, we'll get to it. Oh, I'm telling you, you know what? It's a like an ethical thing too, but there is laws. What I'm going to talk about. Okay, okay. Good morning, Patty Sturgis. How you doing? Good morning, sis. How are you? hmm And I want to tell you to stop it. You know what you're doing, and thank you very much. I appreciate you. Yes, I do. I think I'm gonna order pizza today. Yes, I will. I will let pizza come to my house. Oh my god. Not Uber though. I don't know. Not Uber. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody can come up here if you want. Don't feel pressured. Okay. I love you guys too. I really do. You know, you guys mean a lot to me. You have helped me through so much. And I'm eternally grateful. Eternally. It's shocking. It's shocking. That's why I show everything. Okay, you guys, do you know who Dolly Vision is? No, let's go to blank screen first, my friend. Blank screen, he's the most hated troll, but he is my favorite troll because he's a funny troll and he don't go out and hurt people. Okay, hold on a minute. Let's go to his channel. The most hated troll. I think he even won something at one time. I can't remember. I think he won an award. I could be wrong. Where was it? Hold on. Oh my god. He's got to be coming up on my thing. There we go. And be sure to sub up to him. Okay. Let me share his channel. Let me share. I'm in a good mood today, people. All right. Okay. Sub up to blank screen. You guys call him troll. I call him blank screen. It's just easier. Okay. So I seen this, and boy, did I get mad when I seen this. Because it's so messed up. And it's the same people in the true crime community, okay? And us little channels like me, okay? We don't go out there hurting people or, families, okay? We don't do any of that. I don't. And it's amazing that these people have like over 50K subs. I don't get it. But whatever. Oops. So this came to my attention because of blank screen. I just want to put that out there. Oh my god, I got that tickle in my throat. Here it is right here. Look at what Dolly's doing. You guys. Here. You guys know who Dolly is? By any chance? Anybody know who Dolly is? And he can have his little simps and his little sheep, snowflakes come for me. I don't care. Oh, you didn't know it was the same? Nope. Do you see what's on the screen? I'm going to be giving these hats away on my next show to spread awareness for Nancy. He put Nancy's face on some merchandise, you guys. This is so wrong on so many levels. And if Savannah wanted to, she could sue him. They're trying to change laws for families of crimes, either the missing or people that are unalived, where you cannot use anything of the family, of the face of the victim. But I did find some stuff, and we're going to go over it. There are some kind of laws, but they could do a civil suit because actually your face, we'll get to it. I looked up the laws. Dang right I did. So we'll look at this real quick, but we're going to get into more. He says he's giving them away, but I doubt it because you know what's going to happen? People are going to say, well, I'll buy it from you. No, you cannot legally sell merchandise featuring the likeness or image of a missing person for commercial purposes. Doing so violates an individual's right to publicity and privacy. And you will likely be subject of civil lawsuit for damages and injunctions. Using someone's image without express permission from the individual or legal estate is a serious legal infringement. Additionally, such activities are widely associated with scams and are not considered legit or ethical practices. Okay? I looked up Arizona. Oh no, I did look up Arizona. What did I do with the... Okay, look at this. I do want to share this from YouTube, what YouTube says about this. Okay. Oh, I'm just sharing things. And I will continue looking. If you are a business owner or creator, never use a person's face on merchandise unless you have secured proper legal rights or licensing agreement. If you're creating one-off item for yourself or a gift, ensure you have consent from the person featured. That's from YouTube. That's from YouTube. Okay? So, whether you can use someone's, hold on, let me come into chat a minute. Yeah, it is wrong. You don't want to. I don't know if he'll be in trouble, but it's really wrong. He don't care though. He don't care. It's all about him, clicks and views, and yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna read these things here. I just read what YouTube's saying. Oh, whether you use someone's face on a hat or shirt depends entirely on your intent. Personal use is generally acceptable, while commercial use is illegal without explicit permission. You cannot legally sell apparel featuring a person's likeness, especially celebrities, athletes, public figures, without their authorization. Doing so violates their right of publicity and can result in lawsuits and financial penalties. But remember, I went and put in about a missing person. You could typically print a photo of a friend or family member for private events like birthdays, parties, reunions, bachelor parties. Always ensure you have the person's permission. It says it all the way through these things, the guidelines. Commercial use. If you intend to sell the item, you must have legal written authorization from the individual, even for deceased. Celebrities' rights often pass to their estate, meaning you still need to license to use their image. Rights. The legal principle grants individuals the right to control the commercial use of their name, image, and likeness. Violating this by selling merchandise can lead to misappropriation and invasion of privacy. Copyright. Using images sourced from the internet, websites, or professional photographs often violates copyright law in addition to publicity rights, even if you're not selling them. Boom, there you go. There you go. I just wanted to put that information out there. And Dolly, you are so messed up. This is wrong on so many levels. He went out there just for show. He didn't pay to go out there. His subscribers did. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Look at that. If that was my loved one, whew. But they're starting to make laws. I know 2 families for sure that are fighting with not fighting, they're trying to get laws passed. So you cannot use their deceased or their loved one's face. Okay? I'll show you who Dolly is, in case you don't know. And I do not, people, be careful with him because Dolly likes to give people, he gives people strikes. That's why I'm not going to show anything he says. I probably could do a clip channel, what clip channel does. Not his channel. I mean, he can stream, like JLR right now, but this is Dolly, and he has a great following, and I don't know why. I don't know why. For real. I'm just saying, no, I'm not too thrilled. And you see, he puts clickbait. Live coverage from Nancy Guthrie's house. See, this is what he does. He gets on a case, and this is what he does. It is so disgusting. Yep. What do you guys think? Where is everybody? Oh, jeez, my chair. Okay, let's go to I want to see some updates. We're gonna check updates. Okay. I don't know why people don't come here. I actually don't know. I have no idea.
Hey guys, so we just got a new update from the Pima County Sheriff's Office. They put these updates out every day. I'm going to go through it with you. First of all, they say neighborhood activity. They're confirming that detectives and agents today were back in the Guthrie neighborhood canvassing, which we've seen. No additional details. They also changed the traffic flow in front of Nancy's house because there's been so much like traffic and stuff. I showed you that earlier. In terms of gloves, they say detectives and agents have collected multiple gloves from the area and an analysis as part of the investigation. Specific details about these pieces of evidence will not be shared publicly as this remains an active investigation. We know there's been a ton of gloves found. Resources, they say there have been no changes to resources in this investigation. There may be fluctuations day to day based on investigative leads. Several hundred law enforcement personnel remain dedicated to this case. This will remain an active investigation until Nancy Guthrie is found or all leads are exhausted. For DNA, all evidence from the crime scene and search warrant scenes have been submitted for analysis. It's interesting they say search warrant scenes, so I'm guessing the places where they did the raids. Lab experts are working through the analysis. As with any biological evidence, there can be challenges separating DNA. There are currently no updates regarding the DNA process. The helicopter, remember there was this report yesterday of the helicopter circling around the landfill. They say that was not related to this investigation. And then this is interesting, private search parties. I've seen some volunteer groups organizing. They say volunteer search groups have inquired about being in the area. Per the sheriff, they were asked to please give investigators the space they need to do their work. We appreciate their concern and we all want to find Nancy, but this work is best left to the professionals. And they say PCSD, Pima County Sheriff's Department, has volunteer opportunities if they wish to get involved. Private property laws apply. It is up to each individual property owner to grant permission for anyone to be on their property. So they don't seem to be sort of encouraging private search groups. So that's the latest from the Pima County Sheriff's Office. Hey guys, so
because he's a horrible human being. Not Brian, the sheriff. Somebody made a comment. I'm starting to agree that maybe she's not even going to be found. Oh, we're going to have to look at that. Let's see. Hold on, guys. DNA challenged. 5-hour interrogation. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but there was some updates. Did you see those group of those two women? Hold on. That were poking holes in the ground? And that could be from smelling decay. Those ladies from Mexico. Well, some stuff happened last night, and they're in trouble, I guess. Let's go to GLR a minute. Maybe he did a clip of that. Hold on, please. Yeah, I wanted to do like a trial, but there's no good ones, you guys. I mean, any that interest me, anyways. And I'm waiting for my Wade Wilson FOIA. It's driving me nuts. I mean, is it really that much redacting? I doubt it. Decaying body. Decaying body. I bet you. Nah. Maybe I have to go to X. So, same thing here. Okay? Same thing. Nothing. I just want to show that. But I want to say I appreciate Jonathan being out there and bringing this to us. Okay? We're going to go, maybe News Nation will go too. Oh, hi. I don't know if I said hi to you. Karen came out and cussed JLR. Oh my God. I hope it's on. Let me go to X. I hope it's on there. I mean, I bet that was breaking news, right? Right. Okay. What's going on here? Nancy Guthrie. Here we go. Let's looky through here real quick. All right, let's see here. Oh, let me mute him. All right. Okay. Didn't anybody do any clips? Somebody had to do clips. Oh, I spelled her name wrong. What's wrong with me? Jesus. What is wrong with me? Here we go. Let's see. Guthrie. Oh. I'm looking. Oh, that's pretty. Let's go to JLRs. Maybe it's on there. Oh, that's 11 minutes ago. City of Tucson Water Department arrived to Nancy's home. Okay. Is this where the lady yelled? Okay, let's. No, this ain't where the lady yelled. Oh, man. These ladies right here. These are the two ladies right here that are going to get in trouble. Hey, blank screen. I told everybody I shared your channel And where I got my you catch everything. And I'm so irritated with that guy. I don't even know how he has that many subscribers. I don't understand. Okay, these two ladies here, they're going to get in trouble because they're poking holes in the neighbor's yard. I wonder where the video is. Somebody's got to have it. Collects a backpack. Oh, nobody, okay. Let's see what the latest is. The latest is nothing. Okay? Nada. So there's that. Okay, guys? What should we do? I mean, I'm so freaking bored. It is too cold for me just to go outside and do anything. It's driving me nuts. Driving me nuts. Yeah. Let me come into chat. Who's here? I seen it yesterday. Oh, you seen it? Shoot. Nobody clicked it that I know of. Oh. I know it's cold here too. I'm so what do they call that? You get so depressed in the winter, right? Because of this weather. I mean, it drives me nuts. I can't wait to move out of this state and go where it don't snow. Okay, let's go to Brian real quick. Let's go to Brian Denton, so we can get a complete update because I'm not going to watch 12-hour shift. I'm not doing a 12-hour shift no more. Okay, let's watch this.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my show. I really, really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe here outside Nancy Guthrie's house. It's now day 22, which is hard to believe. It is Sunday. A couple of interesting developments for you today. First of all, I just interviewed the lawyer for Carlos. You guys remember Carlos was the man who was detained. It's been a couple of weeks now in Rio Rico near the Mexico border when there was that SWAT raid at his house and the search warrant, and it was believed that he may be connected to the Nancy Guthrie case. And that didn't pan out. But I now got like all the details on what actually went down. I mean, he was kept in a car handcuffed for 6 to 7 hours, questioned extensively. A lot that I didn't know, I'm now learning about what went on behind the scenes and what they may have thought was connecting him back to the Nancy Guthrie case. So I'm going to have the full interview with his lawyer coming up in this episode, which was really interesting. Also, the volunteer search groups have been out today, and it's emotional. I mean, some of them, one woman got emotional talking to us, saying that she feels a connection to Nancy Guthrie, thinks of her own mom, and the terrain is rough out here. It's hot today. They were searching in tunnels. They were searching in canyons.
He's such a good reporter, ain't he? Hey, when I have time, I read comments, right? I try. TikTok, oh my God, it gets overwhelming. But Blank Screen left me a comment I seen under my video I did of that missing woman from yesterday that nobody watched, Sabrina. There's a guy in Arizona. Do you guys remember that case? He reminded me, Daniel Robinson. Very strange case. I mean, these people are out there. Do you know how many missing children there are? And in Tucson and Mesa, 219 children are missing. It's so sad. All right, let's continue. No spamming the chat.
They actually found a backpack which didn't seem to fit the description of the suspect's backpack, but still the sheriff's office came out and got it. So I talked to some of them. You're going to hear from them in this episode. I'm going to take you along on some of their searches. I didn't realize there's like these tunnels, these drainage tunnels out here, which we went into, which I'll show you. And then I'll have the latest update with the Pima County Sheriff's Office. The sheriff did an interview, and apparently there are some challenges, that's what they're calling them, with testing the DNA at the private lab in Florida. Not good news. He said it could take weeks, a month, and then he even said a year, which was sort of unsettling to hear Sheriff Nano say that. So I'm going to get into all the latest details, day 22 in Arizona, this episode of Brian Enton Investigates. All right, hey guys, so there's kind of a lot to get to in this episode with the latest developments in the Nancy Guthrie disappearance. First of all, there were no formal updates from the Pima County Sheriff this weekend, but he did do an interview with NBC News. And I'm always kind of particularly interested when he talks to NBC because, of course, NBC is where Savannah Guthrie works. So I have kind of gotten the sense that they've gotten not special treatment, but it seems like they're getting more one-on-one interviews. So anyway, he did an interview with NBC News, and he spoke specifically about the DNA. He said a couple of things with the DNA, but he said that I wrote some of that down. What somebody said, some of what he said. He said the lab says there are challenges with the DNA, and remember the lab that the sheriff's office here is using is a lab in Florida. There was some drama with the FBI initially because the FBI wanted to send certain items to Quantico. The sheriff decided to send everything to this lab in Florida because he said it was just better to have everything in one place, and this is the lab that they have a contract with and that they're used to using. And now he's saying that the lab says that there are challenges with the DNA. And what he said is some of it will resolve itself in a matter of weeks, months, or maybe a year, which I found to be kind of discouraging that he was said maybe a year or even months. But apparently I've also heard him use the word snags with the DNA. And he said that the DNA samples are mixed. That's the word he used, mixed, that they contain DNA from more than one person, and that is the reason that they are having these challenges. But again, when he said that it could maybe take a year, that just didn't sound good. Hopefully that's not actually the case. I texted Cece Moore, who is a DNA expert who I know, who I've interviewed on my show before, just to see what she thought. I said, hey, Cece, I'm not sure if you saw, but the sheriff did an interview and said there are challenges with the DNA. He said some of it will resolve itself in a matter of weeks, months, or maybe a year. The DNA samples are mixed. Do you think this is a big issue? And she wrote me back. I just texted her. She said, yes, it could be. If it was a straightforward mixture, it would not delay things much at all. So it sounds like it may not be a straightforward mixture. So that's not good news. I remember there's DNA that was found inside Nancy Guthrie's house, which I've always thought seemed like one of the most promising pieces of evidence because they said it's DNA that didn't connect back to Nancy Guthrie or anyone in her immediate circle. So now they're trying the genetic genealogy, which is where they try to test it, which apparently they're having issues, but they try to test the DNA in these genealogy databases to see if they can connect it back to anyone close to the suspect. So we'll see how that pans out. But again, that didn't sound like good news there, that they're having issues. He also said that there are no names that they're looking into right now, no specific names, no suspect names, which is a little contrary to some of my reporting because you guys remember we went to the gun shops and they told us that they had a list, that the FBI showed up with a list of 40 names and 40 photos and was showing gun shop employees and the owner the 40 names, the 40 photos to see if any of those people had been inside the gun shop or bought a gun or if they saw them at all. So I know they had some kind of list, but the sheriff is now saying that there are no names that they're looking into. He said in terms of leads, I think that it is still growing. I think we are getting closer to identifying some of the items on top of the backpack, maybe the shoes, pants, shirt, jacket. Remember, the backpack is the only item in the suspect photos from Nancy's front door Google Nest camera. The backpack is the only item that they were able to fully identify and say for sure that the suspect bought at Walmart. And we know that FBI agents were working with Walmart to try and figure out who's bought a backpack like that in, the recent time frame, and they can actually go back through sales records and search back that way. So he says that now they are getting closer to identifying also the shoes, pants, shirt, and jacket, which would be big too, because then they could go into sales databases and also try to find where those items were purchased. And those may not have been purchased at Walmart, I'm told. The sheriff has actually said that. The backpack, they know came from Walmart. The other items they believe were also sold at other retailers too, so it may take them more time to get to all of that. Also, and I really want to get to my interview with Carlos's lawyer here in a second, the guy who was detained in Rio Rico. But first, let me tell you about this volunteer search group that was out and about. So they all met up this morning early, 8 a.m., and they've been searching the area around Nancy Guthrie's home. The terrain is rough here. I mean, I don't know if I've sort of explained that enough, but there's a ton of cactuses. It's hot today. And if you're in the shade like I am right now, it doesn't feel too bad. But right when you get in the sun today, it's hot. You get a sunburn really easily. And there's just a lot of like ravines and crevices and holes, and it's rough out here. So the search party, the volunteer search party met up and they started searching. We followed them. They went through tunnels. There's these drainage tunnels that they went through. They went all over the area. It was impressive. And at one point they found a backpack, which a lot of people were tweeting about. The backpack did not match the backpack that the suspect had in the photo, but nonetheless, they still called the sheriff's office. They knew not to touch anything. They were sort of like holding a stick to carry.
All right, let's talk a minute. 4 days. Yeah. I mean, you are in the desert, right? Right? They could be looking for that guy. Very strange case. Very sad. Hey, Patty Sturgis. Patty Sturgis, this is for you. Hold on a minute. This is for you. Right here. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We're going to loop it. We're going to loop this.
Hello. Do you want to play a game? 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 Hello. Do you want to play a game?
Is that funny? Oh my God, I had to. Patty Sturgis, you started it. Do you want to play a game? I know, not with you, bud. You said that and I had to go get it. Yes, Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie. Hold on a minute. Somebody's sending me something. I gotta be careful. What the fuck is this? You know what? I'm blocking. How do people get my number? I don't even know. How does this happen? Okay, sorry. I had to check, in case it was, my kid. Okay. Let's talk here a minute. So what we're doing here, we're only getting an update, okay? Because there ain't nothing new going on here. All right, let's continue.
The backpack, and the sheriff's office came out and took the backpack. So we'll see if that pans out into anything. Keep in mind, there are a lot of homeless people in some of these areas, especially down in the tunnels. So some of these items probably belong to homeless people. I've kind of thought that all along. I thought the same thing with a lot of the black gloves that have been found. I just haven't put a lot of weight into a lot of that, but you never know. And every little bit helps. And one of the women that we spoke to who was searching talked about how she just felt this connection to Nancy Guthrie because, Nancy was around the same age as her mom. And I've heard that from a lot of people.
I am freaking muted. How come? How come? Oh my God. I don't know how that happened. Now, Dolly Vision also, we're going to have to blank screen put it out there or white boy? Well, I'll find out. He wants to sue Inside Edition because how they talked about him. He is something else. he liked that. He liked being on TV because the first time he was out there, he goes, "I'm worldwide. I'm worldwide. Australia interviewed me." Yeah, you don't care about these people. You just care about notoriety.
I felt that myself. I mean, some people think that this case has only been so, popular, I guess is the right word, or just people are so interested in this case because of Savannah
Oh
Guthrie and
my
the celebrity
God, you
element.
guys.
But I think
My thing keeps. Why does it keep muting on its own? What is going on? Wow, this is weird.
it's also maybe equally because people relate to Nancy Guthrie. She just seems like everybody's mom or grandma. And, for those of us with parents who are getting older, you're always kind of worried about them and worried about people coming in the house and helpers and just, you start to worry more. And for me, I think that's why I felt connected to this case. And I think that's why a lot of other people felt connected, including this one a volunteer searcher who we met today. Take a look at this.
My mother died many years ago, and she would be around Nancy's age now. And if this was her, I would want people to do what they could to help me find my mom.
Aww.
You know what? I don't know. We can't change the past. We can only do what we can today. So the minute I heard that something had been organized, I was going to show up. So here we are. I didn't know him 3 hours ago, but we've teamed up on this. So, and I mean, I've spent majority of my life in Tucson, and you don't realize how vast it is in terms of not only distance, but the terrain. Like something can look flat and it's got this slight little incline. So it's not only distance, but elevation and all of the things.
So I've been away from home for a while for work, and one of the things I miss so much are my Factor meals. They make it so much easier to eat better. And Factor is a sponsor of.
Okay, he's talking about his sponsor here.
I mean, it literally took like months. And the truth is, we're all at risk. I've been alerted by several banks that I've used that there was a data breach and that my data is out, saying that, this was a crime and that, we haven't seen big searches. I mean, it's just not something that we've seen as part of this investigation. Other cases I've covered, you'll see big grid searches that happen. You'll see helicopters up every single day. You'll see dogs constantly. We just haven't seen that in this case, which makes me wonder what they know behind the scenes that they're not telling us. Why haven't they had big search parties? And even with this volunteer search group, they almost in a sense discouraged it. The sheriff's office put out a statement saying, not to interfere with law enforcement, that you need permits to search in certain areas. They warned people about going on private property, which is all fair, but it's just made me wonder. The sheriff hasn't emphasized the need to search in a long time, which just makes me wonder what they may know behind the scenes. They may know nothing, but anyway, we'll see if these volunteer searchers come back out again. But they seem to cover, a lot of ground considering there weren't a ton of them today. Okay, let me get to Carlos now. You guys remember I raced out to Rio Rico. It's been a couple of weeks now when there was the first SWAT raid. There's been two. There was the one, gosh, I'm losing track of my days, but the one that was just 2 miles from here. That was the more recent one, which we still don't know all the details of. We know there were no arrests in that one, but the first one was in Rio Rico, which was that town right near the border where FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Office and the SWAT team, they were all out there. They pulled a man over named Carlos, who was with his wife and child, and they detained him. And I'm learning more details now. They detained him for 7 hours, 6 to 7 hours, his lawyer is telling me, while they interrogated him. And they seemed to have some information that they thought was connecting him back to the Nancy Guthrie case. Turns out it doesn't seem he was connected to the case. So I had a lot of questions about why Carlos? Why did they had a search warrant, they busted inside his house. They still have his phone, I learned. So I got some new information from his lawyer. He's now got a lawyer because wants his name cleared, which it hasn't officially been cleared. But
if you guys recall, a YouTuber got him a lawyer. Hello, you guys still here? Let's continue.
Spoke with his lawyer. I wanted you guys to hear this conversation. So you represent Carlos?
Correct. And I also represent his in-laws, his family.
Okay. Yeah, we met them when we were out there the night of the the bust, I guess you could call it,
Yeah.
the raid. So first of all, how is he doing? I mean, I've seen him do some interviews. He's maintained that he has nothing to do with anything to do with Nancy Guthrie, right?
Oh, he's an innocent man. He's absolutely an innocent man. It's really clear to me that he had nothing to do with it, and this was, some kind of mistake. And we'll have to get to the bottom of what the mistake was, who jumped the gun and why. But right now, Carlos, I think he's doing a little bit better. I think he's been able to see some of the response to his interview last week. And, but it's been very hard on the family. It's been very hard on him. And, to be thrown into the limelight, to have this kind of shadow cast on him, implying that he's somehow involved in the most notorious crime that anyone can think about right now. So
how did it go down? Because when we got there, they had his road closed off where he lives, and we heard it was a traffic stop down the street, but did they just pull him over? I don't know if you can share some detail on how it actually happened.
So my understanding is that Carlos noticed that he was being followed by a marked police vehicle from Marana, which is a community north of Tucson. And that he was driving back to the family house, sees this marked vehicle following him, and he stops to try to talk to them and find out, why are you following me? What's going on? When he does that, multiple police officers jump out, pointing guns, demanding that everybody get out of the vehicle. And from that point forward, they have Carlos arrested. They have him in the back of a Marana car, and then later a Pima County Sheriff's Office car. And then they conduct a raid on the family house.
Was he handcuffed?
Yes.
Okay. And did they say why initially?
No.
So he goes in the back of the car, and then what happened to him next?
So he was held in the back of that car for somewhere between 5 and 7 hours. And I should say in the back of 2 different cars. He was first in a Marana car and then moved to a Pima County Sheriff's Office car. And all of those law enforcement agencies in southern Arizona, they work together often. They have various. Sorry, my ring light just fell. They have various task force that they operate cooperatively, so it can sometimes be hard to tell who's running the show. But he spent a total of somewhere between 5 and 7 hours in the back of police vehicles, fully handcuffed, separated from his family, and being questioned by Pima County personnel and most likely the FBI.
So they questioned him while he was in the car still?
Correct.
Okay. And then was he just let go after 7 hours in the car?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. And so
yeah. The other thing I was going to say is they also questioned his family. They questioned his wife. They questioned his mother-in-law, and they arrested and detained, other members of his family.
So
while he's in the car, what happened at the house?
What happened?
See, this is very strange. It don't. I'm so mad. If I go to the screen, it ends up muting me. Oh my god, I don't even know what I said. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I forgot. I'm so mad. I do not know what's going on back here on StreamYard. Let's continue.
At the house is they did a forced entry into the house, breaking doors, terrifying the occupants, terrifying Carlos's family, and damaging property.
Did they take anything?
Our understanding is that the only item that they took is Carlos's telephone, his cell phone.
And was he able to get that back?
No, not yet. We've contacted Pima County Sheriff's Office and requested it. We've also contacted the FBI and requested that it be returned. Obviously, we've also put in records requests and evidence preservation letters.
Do you know if it was because the second raid that we went to, the one closer to Nancy's house, was they confirmed was a federal search warrant. Was this also a federal search warrant? Do you know?
It was signed by a state judge. Now, that doesn't mean that when you say federal search warrant, what I interpret that to mean is what kind of judge issued it.
Right.
This one was issued by a state court judge, and it was directed to state law enforcement actors. That doesn't mean that federal agents were not involved in the affidavit that's used to get the search warrant. But the problem we have right now is we don't have the affidavit. And to kind of explain what that is, a search warrant is...
Yeah, they sealed it. Wow, this is insane. Why does it keep muting me? Wow. They sealed the affidavit. Pima County. Why would they do that? I know, isn't it weird? I don't know what's going on. It's doing its own thing. I'm going to have to go complain. I mean, come on. Us creators, we paid for this. And it's nonsense.
An order from a judge saying there's probable cause for a search and, describing what person, places, things can be searched. Under the Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution, in order to get a search warrant, you need to put forth probable cause to a neutral magistrate and have that magistrate issue it. And that requires presenting some sort of evidence. The search warrant affidavit for this search warrant was issued by the Pima County Superior Court, and it is...
Hold on, I'm trying to fix this. Let's see what happens. Nope, can't fix it. Oh my God.
Sealed. We sent an investigator to go and get it, and we're told that it was sealed. So one of our next steps will be to try to get that search warrant unsealed so that we can see what the purported basis for any of this was.
Do you have any idea? I mean, based on what they were asking Carlos, have you been able to sort of piece together why they thought he was involved?
I don't think they had any reason to think he was involved. My belief is that it's most like this is his arrest, his unlawful detention, the search of his residence, his property, the seizure of his property, probably all goes to some electronic evidence that's really dubious. Something like cell phone pings, something like flock cameras. He's a delivery driver. I don't know that he was ever even in that area. And I think it's widely known by law enforcement that things like cell phone pings are incredibly inaccurate. They're very, very dependent on a lot of factors. And so I suspect that it's probably some combination of that and possibly some other sort of bizarre government triangulation, maybe using some kind of, surveillance database type software like Palantir, something like that.
What is that? What's that? I've never heard of that.
So Palantir is a software suite that's sold to the government that they use to cross-reference their own databases. So it's like intelligence gathering software. The military uses it. The FBI uses it. A lot of police agencies use it. And, it allows them to try to triangulate things. So they might be, I'm way out on a limb speculating right now, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if, they had some dubious cell phone ping, some really vague description of a vehicle, like a silver vehicle, and then they just cross-referenced it with Hispanic people who lived in Tucson or something like that. The other possibility is, some kind of tip, confidential informant type of thing, but, I don't see what that would be.
Right. When we met Josefina out there, his, I guess, mother-in-law, she was saying how he was a delivery driver. And I was wondering if maybe he delivered something on that street. And maybe like they just went back and looked at all the cell phones that were in that area and then looked at the pictures and who might have had similar eyebrows, something like that,
That certainly crossed my mind, but I don't know that he was ever even on that street, so I don't know. It's very strange to me to see just the kind of the circus the police created where they clearly cast a shadow on his reputation and, through their actions, identifying him as a quote unquote person of interest, have really ruined his life right now, where he's having trouble maintaining employment. He was notified by his employer not to identify himself as being related to that employer. He's not getting work. And when he and his family go out into the community, and Rio Rico and Nogales are very small towns in Arizona, they feel like everybody's watching them, and people are coming up to them. People are making statements to them. And, Carlos's children are afraid to go to school because of this.
And then
That's interesting. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with my mic here. Don't they have horses out there? They should. It's like they're not doing nothing, you guys. I don't know what to think. And of course, you get all these people. I feel bad for that Carlos guy. If he's innocent, okay, I don't know. He's a person of interest. I don't know. They have his phone and they haven't cleared him. Oh my God, I can't even think today. What's going on with my thinking? That's because of my stroke. It's a side effect. Okay, not a side effect. What's a word? I can't think of the word. I can't think. I don't know. Law enforcement don't care. They can ruin your life, and they carry on. Ow! I was gonna dye my hair pink, guys. Sorry, but I don't know. Not a symptom. Okay, I had a stroke, and um, the things I have to live with now, okay, is my speech and yeah, why not? I make bad decisions when I'm depressed. Okay, I get creative. Okay. Now I forgot what I was going to say. See, that's a side effect, not a side effect. I don't know. I don't know the word. Maybe it'll come back to me. Okay, let's continue.
There
So
was the second raid at the other house where that there was no arrest there either.
yeah.
So we don't know if that's going to be a similar situation as Carlos, or I don't know if they're still investigating. It's kind of hard to sort out.
Well, I do know that with respect to the second raid, an attorney in Tucson named Christopher Shalepi has said that he represents that person as well as that person's mother and that they're innocent. They had nothing to do with this. But again, you get met with this deafening silence from the sheriff's office and the sheriff, who seem to be quite comfortable going out and placing suspicion on people, but have no interest in clearing them after that happens.
What does Carlos want now? I mean, he's obviously retained you. Is he want to sue, or sort of what's the next step?
So the first step is for Sheriff Nanos to come forward and admit that they messed up, that Carlos is innocent. They have no reason to believe that he has any connection to this or any other incident. That's step one. And every day that goes by where Sheriff Nanos doesn't do that, it makes it worse for Carlos. Um, the next steps after that are going to be an investigation that we will conduct to figure out exactly what the Pima County Sheriff's Office did and did wrong that led to that false arrest, false detention, and that illegal search. And then once we've completed that, our next step would be litigation if warranted.
I guess I always thought, and from other stories and cases I've covered, that when they do a search warrant where they bust inside and go through everything, that there's like real legitimate evidence
One
to be able
hopes
to do that.
there should be. That's what we hope. But again, this is a secret affidavit, and that's not particularly unusual. They often do secret probable cause affidavits. But what we do know is they searched the residence of an innocent man, and what we know about him leads us to believe that there's no way they could have possibly had a reason to actually believe he had anything to do with this case. And so we all, I think, want to trust our government. We all want to trust the police officers who are out there working to protect the community. But what we've seen again and again in high profile cases like this is that police will get frustrated with their inability to solve a crime, and they will end up making mistakes, leaping to judgment or rushing to judgment, and innocent people, innocent families get caught in the crossfire. And so we have examples like Stephen Hatfill in the anthrax letter case, who was falsely accused by the FBI, and Richard Jewell, the Atlanta Olympic bombing, falsely accused by the FBI, whose life was ruined.
Okay. Guys, fair use. I gotta talk. Okay, people, guess what? I'm gonna tell you something. I am going to be talking to, interviewing, kind of not interviewing, I guess. It's a big surprise, okay? Somebody that knows Wade Wilson. Okay. I reached out to him before, and then some shit happened, and I got a hold of him again, and yeah, so that's going to be exciting, people. I'm trying to get us content, okay? Things for us to do, because there hasn't been anything going on. Um, What should we do today? I'm not telling. It's a secret. It's a big surprise. I think I'm talking to him tonight, and then we're going to do a FaceTime. Hmm. Ain't that cool? I don't know why it keeps doing that. I finally my commercials just stop on my phone, but in the beginning, it was I got like five. It was really irritating. No, 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 no. I'll let you know. You know that. I'll let both you know. It's exciting. I mean, what can we do today, people? I'm bored. We're going to continue with this, and then a few things about Dolly Vision. Yeah, that's how I'm going to finish this. All right, let's continue.
And so, when you have a high profile investigation like this, and, and they don't have good leads, what I think happens is pressure comes from above, like, hey, we got to move, we got to do something, we got to make an arrest, we got to show the community we're working on this. And when that pressure happens, we know mistakes get made.
And just to go back for 1 second, just in conclusion, when he was in the police car for 7 hours or a couple of cars and they were asking him questions, was it like a real interrogation, or do you think they realized pretty quickly that he wasn't involved? Like, do you know anything about what they were asking him?
But, my understanding is they were basically asking him questions about his whereabouts at various times. Um, I don't. What one of the things that we anticipate getting is any video or recordings of that interview, and that might give us more information once we have that. We do think it's going to be difficult to get it, and so it may be some time before we know the details of that.
Yeah, with the FBI involved, and I just know from the work I do, it can be very difficult getting those records once the feds are involved.
When they handcuffed him, placed him in the back of that car, made clear he was not free to leave, and held him for 5 to 7 hours in that fashion, I think it's just undisputable that constitutes an arrest under the United States Constitution. My understanding is that at some point he was read his rights, but my understanding is that was later on. It's also my understanding that he asked for an attorney and was not provided with one. So I hope that answers the question. It can sometimes be hard to make the distinction between what constitutes a detention and what constitutes an arrest. But usually if it's almost always, if it's a matter of hours, that's going to end up being an arrest. And so my understanding is the only thing that hasn't been returned is Carlos's phone, of the things that were taken. What happened is, Carlos was living with his in-laws, and that is where they executed the search warrant. And the rest of the family was caught in the crossfire of what we view as an illegal detention and an illegal search. And, in those moments that evening and early into the morning, you can see the terror in her face, that she's been isolated from her family, that she's unable to figure out what's going on, and that police have entered her house and essentially kicked her out of it. I just think Americans of all political stripes should be horrified.
I'm going to tell you guys something. Okay. And, yeah.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
Yeah. Anyways, let me tell you, when there is, state or federal, when there is, when they come in, it's scary. It's very scary. Yes. You like that? Do you like that? I think it's funny. I think it's funny.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
That voice. You know whose voice freaks me out? Oh boy, I'll get a clip of it. And we'll finish with Brian here. Do you want to play a game? People, do you want to play a game with me? Let's do it.
By this, because it is an abuse of government power, and for it to happen and then the government to remain silent, Sheriff Nanos to remain silent about its effects, when he could easily come forward and say, hey, We had information. We realized that information was bad. We realized that Carlos had no involvement in this. And that's really what we would expect a responsible leader in our community, a responsible sheriff to come forward and say.
So that was attorney Jesse Showalter, who is representing Carlos. I'll stay in touch with him. You guys remember I interviewed his mother-in-law when the raid happened, and I was out there, and she was so convinced that he wasn't involved from the very beginning. And they had taken her cell phone too. And, I actually kind of believed her then, but I just thought to myself, well, there's probably a lot I don't know. I had just shown up out there, but she was convinced. She said he doesn't know Nancy Guthrie. He wasn't in Tucson the night she went missing. And it turns out, it seems she was right that he was not involved based on everything that we've heard. So I'll continue to dig into that. You heard the lawyer, Jesse, explain that they're trying to get the search warrant. I've also been trying to get the search warrant. A lot of that stuff is sealed. But once we can get those documents, it'll tell us exactly what authorities had to justify doing that search warrant, because the judge had to sign off on it. So sealed for now, but eventually, hopefully, it'll be unsealed, especially as they really move on onto different leads. Let me go through also. This was the latest update that we got from the Pima County Sheriff's Office. In terms of neighborhood activity, they say detectives and agents are back today in the Guthrie neighborhood canvassing as part of the investigation, and that no additional details will be provided, but we know they were out here yesterday. I told you guys how they've changed the traffic pattern on Nancy Street. They put a bunch of cones out and closed off one of the lanes. They say detectives and agents have collected multiple gloves from the area, and analysis is part of the investigation. Specific details about these pieces of evidence will not be shared publicly. It remains an active investigation. They're saying that there have been no changes to resources in the investigation. There was one report, I think it was from ABC, that said that they may start to peel back resources as time goes on. And the sheriff is saying there have been no changes in resources. There may be fluctuations day to day based on investigative leads. Several hundred law enforcement personnel remain dedicated to the case. This will remain an active investigation until Nancy Guthrie is found or all leads are exhausted. DNA, they gave us an update, but really the latest update is what I told you at the beginning of this episode from the sheriff, that they're having challenges with the DNA, which isn't good news. There was some reporting about a helicopter over a landfill, and I was actually tracking it on one of the helicopter tracking apps, and you could see it doing a grid search over a landfill just about like 20 minutes from here. We went out to the landfill and we're told there that, they didn't think it had anything to do with the Nancy Guthrie investigation. And now the sheriff's office confirmed the private aerial activity near a landfill was not related to the investigation. And then I already told you what they said about private search parties, basically saying that they appreciate the concern, but that this work is best left to the professionals, which really rubbed some people the wrong way, honestly. Some of the volunteer searchers, but also just some people in the community were like, why are they discouraging people from searching? The more, the better. So that was kind of an interesting statement that they made. So that's really the latest. Again, it's day 22. It's Sunday. I'm going to stay out here and just continue to investigate. I got a couple of things set up that I'm going to look into tomorrow. I appreciate all of you guys for following along. I appreciate all of your emails and direct messages. You guys have given me some really good ideas, and especially those people who live in Tucson have set me up with people to talk to, which has been really, really helpful. And I just hope that, I kind of say this every time, but I think about it every day. I hope Nancy's found soon. I hope she comes home safely. I hope there's some resolution in all of this. As I said earlier, I think we all feel connected to this case for one reason or another. I think of Savannah Guthrie. I'm interested to see, she hasn't made a video in a while. Is she going to make another video? Is she going to do interviews? Is she going to do a press conference at some point? Because as I've shown you guys, some of the media is already leaving. So, that always makes me nervous, because when there's not a lot of attention on something, there's not a lot of pressure.
But there's other people missing out there. There's 219 people, children in Arizona right now that are missing. There's probably even more than that, actually. See, that drives me nuts. Okay, guys, let me show you what boys. I love scary movies, right? That stuff don't scare me. But let me tell you, the only thing that's ever, scared me is this guy's voice from this show. Hold on a minute. Oh my God, you guys. I'm telling you. Is this one it? No. You guys. Hold on. That guy right there. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Who is that?
Oh my God, you guys. Here it is right here. You guys ready? You ready for it? I love scary movies. I do. Okay, guys. This voice. This voice was terrifying me. Uh-oh. What do you think of that voice? Oh my God. My God, you guys. Now, let's go to Inside Edition. My brain just thought this. Maybe Savannah is staying out of the media so people will be involved in her mother's disappearance. No, it's wrong. It's wrong when your loved one's missing and you don't do a search party. You don't do a vigil. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, let's let the world do it because okay, I gotta be nice because I'm popular. She hasn't even put out a reward. That I don't like that voice. I don't like that voice. I don't like that voice. All right, let's go to Inside Edition. Let's look at this clip of Dolly they put up. Actually, YouTubers, but we're going to. Is this one it? Yeah. Let's do it.
I got it. I got it. I don't know what that is.
Jimmy Williams sits in a lawn chair streaming around the clock. In this live stream, he teases shocking chaos at the Guthrie house. So what was the chaos? He got in an argument with Nancy Guthrie's neighbor over where he parked his car.
The only action that's been out here is when the lady called the police on me.
Distractions like that, standing out here in the parking lot and screaming how bad the sheriff is, how does that help this investigation move forward?
Streamer Damian Enderly says his...
Okay. I just wanted to show Dolly. So he wants to sue Inside Edition for their coverage of him. Anybody got any comments? What do you think? I want other people's opinion. I mean, come on now.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
That's right. Dippy, what is up with you? Well, he's home now and he's streaming other people. But keep in mind, people, be very careful because Dolly likes to give strikes. So do not stream him, especially if you're not talking. If you're talking like how I'm talking, he will really. It's stupid when people give people strikes. I'm telling you, it is the dumbest thing ever. And it's the most horrible feeling. Okay, what's going on here?
Like the middle of nowhere.
That's considered Arizona. But...
Dude, we could pick each other's brain for hours talking about border stuff for real. I would love to just pick your brain.
Oh yeah, I did that for like 18
I love talking.
years.
Yeah, because I like that was my beat for like 3 years. Border.
Yep.
I've been all the way from I literally went from the mouth of the Gulf of Mexico at Starbase, all the way to Tijuana.
Wow.
Every single
Brownsville.
Okay.
I love Brownsville. Brownsville's a great
every
place to
single spot in between.
At least he's smiling. I've hardly ever seen Jonathan smiling. He's always so serious. And he's got to take this media stuff off because maybe people will take him more seriously. That's just my opinion. I don't know. This is what he's doing right here. He thinks he can do whatever he wants. He makes every case about him and what he can get out of it. And I just think that's gross. Let me tell you, knock on wood, if anybody goes missing, my loved ones or anything, if anybody would do that, oh no, not happening. And it's crazy all the subscribers he has, but you know what? Most of them are older. Okay, most of them are older. Oh, I'll just keep my mouth shut. Amber, where the hell have you been? Where the hell have you been? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I'm going to be talking to somebody or interviewing somebody that knows Wade Wilson. It's going to be a big surprise. I think he's going to call me tonight. Yeah, and I'm going to record the call. I don't know if I would call it an interview. I'm just talking to the dude. He clickbaits everything. I do too. Yep, yep. I know, right? We got to get us some content, right? I'm so sick of, I'm not trying to be mean, I hope she's found, Nancy Guthrie. I really am. I'm so sick of it. Taken away from all the children that are missing. Let me put them up here. Let me put them up here. Let's get those babies up here. I should be showing them. Yeah. I want something to do today. Hopefully I get my FOIA of Wade Wilson because I want to know what's going on. I want to see what he got in trouble for. Missing kids in Arizona. Arizona. Okay, missing kids, Arizona. Here we go. Hold on. Missing people, Arizona. Hey, we can look at this one. Missing children. All right, hold on. Well, this is stupid. I'm on the Arizona Public Safety. Why do I have to put in? Why can't I just look at all the children? Forget it. I'm going somewhere else now. I'll look at the chat in a minute. Here we go. I'll just go here. This is where I'm going. There are kids missing in Tucson. There's a lot of kids in Tucson. People could, if they're searching, look for the kids, right? And Daniel Robinson. We'll talk about him too. That's a sad case. It's weird. I'll tell you that much. Okay. I'm gonna put the children up here. Let's get him off of there. Oh, God, what he's doing is so wrong. So wrong. Everybody, can you please hit the like? You've been lazy? We have missed you. We have missed you, Amber. I mean, we were waiting for you on TikTok too, but you never showed. But you were out with your friends. He's sad. All right, people. I'm going to show these children as we're talking. Okay. I did the other day too. And another granny. I put up another granny, 83 years old. 217 kids missing. Okay, good. They found 2 children. 2 kids were found then. Wonderful. Now let's put me somewhere else. You guys, this is so sad. We'll go over there. All right. So we got Glendale, Mesa, Tucson. This girl from Tucson, Mesa. I'm just gonna. Tucson and Mesa are next to each other, right? Well, it doesn't matter. All these kids are missing. But I'm just saying. Tucson. Tucson. Come on now. Tucson. Very scary. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you. I mean, this is sad, you guys. Tucson. You know, I'm really shocked. There's a lot of kids missing from Tucson. There's a Tucson. Another one. Another one from Tucson. I mean, they all matter. I'm just saying, everybody out there in Tucson, look at all these children. Look at this 2-year-old is missing. Look at these little ones here that are missing. Look at her. Look at her. Oh, look at him. Tucson. Oh, these are, look at, it's a Jane Doe. Those make me sad, you guys. Look at look at her. Isn't she cute? Tucson. See, these make me sad. Look at John Doe's. Tucson. Oh, Jesus. Sad. Anyway, so there's that. Hello, everybody. Is everybody here? Anybody?
Hello. Do you want to play a game? Hello. Do you want to play a game?
Oh my God. So yeah. If I was out there, okay, and I seen all these little Tucson kids, right, missing, I would be looking for them. Because nothing's going on with Nancy. I'm sorry. And Savannah don't seem to care because she's doing nothing. Or Annie. Or, what's his name? Charlie? What's her brother's name? Can't remember. It's your fault.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
That's right. This is a Nothing Live. This is my opinion about Dolly Vision, and I think he's I don't like his ways and how people think what he does is okay. It is so strange to me. Oh, let's go to White Boy. White Boy. We're going to White Boy. White Boy Lockdown Radio. Let's go check out White Boy. White Boy Lockdown Radio. He is my friend. Him and his wife. They're my peoples. Let's share his channel. Okay? Okay. Do you want to play a game? Do you want to play a game? And I need to call Noelle, his wife, because I'm very disappointed. And I'm going to have a talk with her about something. Operation Turtle Refund. Dolly Vision timeline into Nancy Guthrie grift and attack on subs. Let's looky. Is that the one I want to look at? Hold on. I don't know. White boy, Matt, I'm sharing your stuff. Hold on. I like when Matt talks. What did he say now?
You know, they didn't go, oh, well, this guy's out here spreading awareness.
Lawton called on him, but this is when the story takes a dramatic turn. And I will mention, with all the backpedaling from Dolly Vision himself, he also mentioned that, listen, guys, turtles, I just cover true crime and missing people because it's fun. There's no passion involved with Dolly Vision. This is
people, a majority of the people, especially the one that have a lot of subs, they do this because let me tell you something, missing people and all that true crime is a lot of money for people, certain people. Who's Melissa? Oh yeah, Melissa from the bushes. I'm sorry. I know, where the hell is she? Okay, let's see. We're not going to listen to this whole thing. I want to hear what he says, what he did to his subs, because I don't watch Dolly.
It's not like a vision of his. It's not like something that he wants to do. This is not he wants to do from himself. Because, like I've been saying, if you wanted to go cover something because you genuinely had some passion behind it or some genuine interest, you'd hop in your car and you'd go. You wouldn't crowdfund to go find a missing person.
That's right. Did you hear that? And I talked about that. His subscribers paid for everything. The airline ticket, hotel, the car, food. He's my friend. Both of them are my friend. For real, they are.
I can guarantee you, Nancy Guthrie's family and every other family in the case that he's tried to grift and cover, that those families do not think any of this is fun. And you're also speaking to somebody who has been on the other end when this guy calls. Actually, how he does this is he has his girlfriend contact, in this example, the Wells family, try to contact them for an interview, and they say no. And then he goes on his live streams and gets all mad about it, and then he belittles these people. But what you don't see is all the stuff in the text messages with the interview begging them for an interview. I've seen both sides here, people, and it is absolutely atrocious. All right, so here he is, and this is where all the backpedaling starts at, right? And all the lies really start happening from this dirty delete that Dolly Vision did.
That's
Operation
what he does.
Turtle Refund. Let's play the
That's what he does. Dirty delete.
Y'all get in. 400. Okay, so I have left Arizona. Okay, I was just getting bored, sitting out there looking at the house with nothing going on. Okay, it's like watching paint dry, and it's a 4-hour flight.
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't want that over here. Okay. I don't want to talk about them in my chat like that. I like them.
Like from Arizona to Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta right now, so I'm back on the East Coast. So I was just reading the comments as I'm sitting here, and all the comments on the last video are like hateful comments, like I was forced to leave. Listen, guys, nobody makes decisions for me but me. Okay, I woke up this morning and it was raining, and I was like, this is the third day in a row I've been here in a downpour in the damn desert, getting soaking wet, looking at the house. It's not changing, right? It's not changing none. And I know the comments like, oh well, PJ called home, PJ this, PJ that. Let me tell you guys, I haven't even talked to PJ till just 5 minutes ago. Okay, I was out there and I was like, what? There's a plane that leaves at 4. I'm jumping on that plane. So decision made by me, not PJ. So I don't know where everybody's getting this, like some weird parasocial shit going on. Like, I don't completely understand it. Like, and I'm trying to sit here and comment back people's comments, and I'm reading them. I'm like, first off, It's nobody's business what I do. What I do in my personal life. I mean, I share with my true crime adventures with you guys. That's what my channel is. My channel is not my life. My channel is not to tell you everywhere I'm going, when I'm going to be there, and who I'm going to be with, and that stuff starts to get a little bit weird. Okay, so please in the comments, do not be weird. Okay, I'm not bossing around. That is the most craziest thing. Where people get that stuff from? Like, I was made to leave. I told everybody I was leaving. I got up and told Tucson. I said, hey man, you want to hold on to that chair, that table for me? And he was like, yeah. And then I walked over there. I told everybody, hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'm jumping on a plane. And so Tucson, JLR, everybody knew I was leaving. I was like, it's just boring. It's nothing going on here. I live near the airport. I was like, if something pops off, I'll jump back on a plane and come back out here. But I'm just not going to sit out in the rain and stare at a house. That don't sound fun to me. Okay. And I do true crime for fun. First off, just if it's not.
I do true crime for fun. He said it right there. But I want to see what he did to his people.
And a series of posts that Dolly Vision makes with the backpedaling. So let's have a look-see at not only the post that Dolly Vision makes, but also his girlfriend makes in a combination, right? Now, these are people, and they're talking to subscribers. We have to remember, Dolly Vision is the person that says, hey, send me the money, pay me, and I'll go out there and cover this case. So in a sense, with these hurt turtles, they were funding this guy to go cover the case. They have a right to ask questions. You did take their money, right? You did take their money. So they have a right to ask questions. But of course, if you ask questions about anything Dolly does, you have to be wanting to sleep with him. You have to be wanting to pork him. It can't be that, that you actually have interest in Nancy Guthrie, unlike Dolly, who does it for fun. So then it becomes a weird thing that both him and his girlfriend made it. Let's put the receipts on the screen and continue the story.
Okay. To my Dolly Vision family and the Turtle Gang, I want to take a moment to personally update all of you because you deserve honesty and transparency from me. As many of you know, I had a heart attack. Oh, God, whatever. I'm sorry. That's bad. Just over a year ago. Recently, while I was in Tucson, I began having some complications related to my medication. And after really thinking about it and listening to my body, I made the decision to come back home for my safety. It wasn't an easy choice, but it was the responsible one. This week, I'll be focusing on my health. I have an appointment with my heart doctor on Monday, and I'll be undergoing a sleep study to make sure everything is functioning the way it should. Right now, my priority has to be getting stabilized. Let's see what he's going to say about that.
So just in case you missed it or I didn't slow those videos down enough for you, you have Dolly Vision saying what had happened was, I have heart issues now. Nevertheless, when the first time he was there, he said he had a bunk ankle and then he was hopping around. In the video he made when he was leaving with his car, you can clearly see that was a lie. Now it's heart issues. And then you have the girlfriend claiming that it's you, the people who gave your hard-earned dollars to.
Who is this? Oh, shit. I feel the need. Oh, my God. I feel like I need to find some of y'all men, if you have them at this point, it's doubtful, and make sure they tied their shoe laces. Put on their sunscreen or don't get tripped over a cactus. I get everyone loves and obsesses over a man I'm going to marry, but FFS, I had enough. He's not even been off the air for like 6 hours, and the entire internet is legit losing their mind. I'm not. He is fine. He will go live when he goes live. I am sorry this is taken out on you, but I've had enough. So this is PJ. This is his girlfriend. See how rude they are? They don't care about their subscribers. Hold on. There's another one here. Why did you delete the 8-minute live that you made last night saying you left because you wanted to and it was boring? Oh, God. You also stated that it was none of our business about your personal life and what you have to do outside of streaming. That line has since been deleted, and your post in ChatGPT created post about personal health related issues. And he's just dirty. He's just unbelievable. Good job, white boy, getting this stuff. Good job. I wonder if so anyways, these are my peoples, white boy and his wife. Check them out. Check them out. What do you people want to do today? I can come back and we can figure it out. But let's get these children up here. Let's get these children up here. 217 missing in Arizona. Makes me sad. Damn, I wish I had my oh, never mind. Is anybody here? Anybody? Front and center. Front and center, people. Did you guys know there's our attempt on what's his name? Our president? Again? It's crazy. Let me come into chat. My chat's moving. Holy crap. All right. Front and center. Present. Ah, yes. Front and center. What should we do today, people? I cannot think. Because the stuff that, the content I have coming, I'm waiting. I don't know what's going on in Florida. I got 5 FOIA requests in Florida. I'm still waiting. It's going on like, for a couple of the people, it's going on, let me think, 7 weeks? There you go. There you go. All right. All right.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
That's your fault. That's all your fault. So yeah, Amber's gonna go live sometime because she's got some gypsy stuff going on. I don't know when she's going live though. Oh God, my ears are killing me. Here I go again. I gotta get some earbuds, you guys. I think that'll help. Do you want to play a game? Hey guys, ASMR. Let me do it. Do you want to play a game? Did you guys hear that? You didn't hear that? Let me try again. I'm going to try again. Okay, did you hear it? If not, I'm really disappointed. No playing games here. Come on. You're no fun. You're no fun. I'm going to go. Nobody's giving me ideas of things to do. Very disappointing. Sometimes it gets, you know how people that write books get writer's block. This is what's going on with me right now. I'm having a hard time figuring out what to do. It's like creator block. There we go. I got a creator block going on. Okay? It's no fun. So, anyways, Dolly, you suck. Okay? For doing stuff like this. And if it was my mother, I would do a civil suit. Yes, I would. Because this is gross. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. And if you think of something, let me know. Okay? And I'll go research. All right? All right. Goodbye.